It's Chris Beyer.
Chris Bowling, what's happening?
Hey, here we are still in February talking about
Yes.
Heart Health Month.
Love it.
So this week we're talking a little bit about self-funded health plans and some ways that uh, sponsors of those health plans that are looking at the finances can maybe invest a little bit from a wellness standpoint to make sure that their employees are staying healthy from a heart standpoint. More geared for the CFO who's watching the budget, watching conditions for the future health of the plan. But I think this also plays in for the HR director as well, who's trying to encourage people to be healthy. But one of the things we mentioned in last week's video is that you and I have both gone through the heart scan for calcium score.
Yeah.
Again, it was a 5 minute open access screen that looks for buildup in your arteries to see if you are having buildup that could lead to heart issues. Simple, easy, less than $100. I know we've had a lot of employers look at that as one more wellness benefit for employees. We'll pay for you to go have this done to get a baseline to see where your heart is in terms of calcium now and continue through that. But it was so simple, so easy, and encouraging to know that everything looks good so far, but now another reason to do it further.
Super quick. I mean, I think I walked in there dressed for work and I went right
Yeah.
into the machine dressed for work. I'm claustrophobic, so it
Yes.
wasn't a
That's why I said it was
tight
open access.
open access. So it wasn't that tight MRI where you feel squished. 5 minutes in and out, and they gave us the score right there on the spot. I
Yeah.
mean, so it's not like I
Here's
had
your
to wait.
printout.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's so easy, so simple. Less than $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one part, but you want to talk about kind of, okay, well, where do you go from here, right? I mean, what
Yeah.
can you do beyond that part?
Yeah, as we're recording this, just met with a client yesterday, and one of their executives went to Mayo Clinic for the full executive physical. And I know we've got another client that is working on putting in some more executive ownership benefits to make sure that not only from a diagnostic standpoint, but also just keeping healthy standpoint,
Right,
that the leaders of these companies are able to access some healthcare that isn't typically available in the local market.
right.
So both of them are traveling. I think that's an area that, whether it starts with just wellness screen, as we've talked in prior, to go into different condition management, or you truly focus on that executive class to keep your key players healthy. I think there's so many more opportunities as technology advances. The heart scan we're talking about, that's local. We were able to do that in our backyard.
Right.
But Mayo Clinic, University of Iowa, Cleveland Clinic all have tremendous opportunities, and I know we're investigating some others for some clients as
Yeah.
well. But the reason I bring that up is it may not be something that you run through the health plan. This may be a separate benefit for these executives, but I look at that as a risk management tool for a CFO to make sure that
Yeah.
those people that are as important to the company are healthy, will stay there. We don't have something unexpected happen.
Yeah, I'll just add real quick. You and I are working with a client that there's treatment beyond the the phase of, okay, what's the diagnostics look like?
Right.
Now there's treatment. Well, you and I have come up with a very innovative way to make sure that that's not going to be a fringe benefit that has to be taxed to that employee,
Yes.
to that actual executive as well. So there's some ways that you can get around that if that's one of your concerns of, oh my gosh, now it's another taxable thing
Yeah.
I need to add on to these executives. Not true. There are creative ways, not even creative. There are ways
Yeah.
that we can make sure that this is a tax-free, uh, true offer,
Yeah.
to those
And I
people.
think a lot of this conversation started with the concept of heart health. And we
Yeah,
started talking about the scan, and then it
yeah,
went into what else is wrong with me. And now, if I find out what's wrong with me, how do I make sure I take care of it? And more of our clients are putting in that full program of diagnostic and treatment and specialty care for their executives. So again, something that we'd be happy to talk through further with an employer, share how we've been able to put that in place.
100%. Thanks for sharing.